So I think of Nick Offerman as that funny comedian with a weird laugh from Parks and Rec. And Jacob Tremblay, a great young actor. We've seen him in Wonder, The Room, and then most recently Life of Chuck. Both of these guys are playing way against type in their new movie. Hey everybody, I'm Sean McBride, the movie guy, and today let's talk about Sovereign.
Hello? 1-1, where is your emergency?
Exit 275 on 40. These guys just shot a police officer right on the exit.
I need to ask you a few questions. Maybe you can help me get to the bottom of what happened. Can you do that for me? You two were on some kind of road trip?
My dad travels for work.
There is no money. It's all just numbers on a ledger, and when it all comes collapsing down, who do you think they expect to come around and clean up the mess?
What about school?
I'm homeschooled. He says that he wants me to be an independent thinker.
Power's in the people. Always remember that.
Sovereign is based on real events. It's the tragic story of a father who's the leader in the sovereign citizens movement, and he indoctrinates his son into some pretty radical beliefs. Right up top, we hear reports of a police officer being killed, and so it's really apparent that this thing is going towards tragedy full speed ahead. Now, Nick Offerman plays the father, and Jacob Tremblay is his son, who sure seems like he'd like to get away from his radical father and just be a normal kid. Now, unfortunately, fate has other plans for the boy. So his dad loses his house to the mortgage company and gets arrested for driving without a license, and is generally humiliated by refusing to conform to societal norms. Well, the son finds himself being radicalized as well, with tragic consequences. Now, this is a movie that, first and foremost, is filled with some really great performances. Offerman and Tremblay are both wonderful here, playing against type to some extent, but really great powerhouse dramatic performances. Nice surprise. Plus, we have a lot of really fun supporting characters. We get Dennis Quaid, Martha Plimpton, Nancy Travis, really a great cast of acclaimed actors that each one of them elevates this sad, tragic story. Now, the film has a lot to say about the relationship between fathers and sons. Both are central characters, but also Quaid, who plays a police captain with a rookie officer for his son. Both fathers are struggling to impart values to their boys, and both men have regrets about their failure to connect emotionally with their sons. That's a really meaty thematic undercurrent to this movie. Now, even though we know that this movie will ultimately end in violence, I was shocked by how terrifying that final shootout was. And not just that, there are several moments here where you can just feel the desperation of this man trying to keep his worldview intact, even as everything is falling apart, and his way of coping with things falling apart is to resort to violence. So look, I think that's both the film's genius and its failing. I mean, it shows us a man who's prone to violent outbursts and who is living in a world that demasculinizes him and sure seems to oppress him. Boy, I loved watching Offerman flailing around trying to find answers. I just wish that this story had gone even deeper into his struggle, because I think there's a lot there that we don't really get to see in this movie. Now, this is a very jarring movie, and it's not for the faint of heart. Plus, we do see police officers mowed down in the line of duty, which will be a hard no for many audiences. But if you're looking for a thought-provoking story, some really good performances, I think Sovereign is really quite good. I give Sovereign 3 stars out of 4. So Sovereign is a movie that left me pretty shell-shocked here. I think that's the point of this film. Thank goodness that there's a new Superman movie out, so I had recourse. I could run to the movie theater and get my usual joyous self back up with that fun movie. But this is a good movie too, just in a very different tone. But what do you think? Comment below. And don't forget to subscribe so you always get my quick movie reviews as soon as they drop. Follow me on social media, and of course, join me for my weekly podcast, Two Movie Guys, where we go into greater detail on all of the week's big new movies. Just search for Two Movie Guys on Apple or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. Okay, those are this week's big theatrical releases, but as always, there are a couple of films on home streaming that we need to talk about. So coming up next, we'll talk about Brick over on Netflix and a great Jaws documentary over on Disney. We'll talk about those next time. See you then.